Hi friends, and welcome to card number 2 of our Creative Design Studio. I'm placing my Versamat cushion side up underneath my all-purpose mat, and we are ready to start stamping the leaves. We are going to stamp two types of these leaves, these larger ones and then these smaller ones. We are not going to stamp those other ones right now. Next, I'm seasoning my stamp set on my hand, and we're going to do this ombre effect on our stamp. So you notice I stamped in the lighter color first, just the top part, and then the bottom part in the darker color. I also decided I didn't want all 4 cards with the same, so I did them 2 and 2. Okay, so you see I'm doing one at a time and then the other. So fun. So you just dip the corner, the end in one color, and then the rest of the stamp set in the other color. Super fun technique to add that ombre look to your greetings. Now I am edge distressing all of my pieces as we did in card number 1 with the toffee ink. I recorded the video earlier this month, but today I'm doing my editing. It is, I believe, the 25th or 6th of August, and we have no power because of the tornadoes that came through last night. I hope everybody survived the storms okay. Now I'm starting to add the color into the leaves, and you see this is another reason why this all-purpose mat is so nice, because everything will just clean up easily. And I'm using the little pieces of the sponge here. You could use blending brushes, and another tip is that you could put a piece of cardstock on the tip of each of those sponge quarters so that you can keep the color or know what color it is. But look at how fun these leaves are. They are so pretty. I know I keep saying that, but they are just gorgeous just by adding in this color. Now those ones there that I did in the honey butter, you just do them solid in honey butter. There's no stamping on them. So look at how fun that is. I'm cleaning up my mess and we are ready to move on. Next, we're going to grab our gel pen and we're just going to draw some lines or details on these leaves. There really is no right or wrong as to how you do it, but I just looked at the picture and I drew some dots down the center, and then I drew some lines out to the ends. So it's just whatever you want to do. There's no right or wrong. You're just kind of adding in a little extra detail. Next, we're going to use the gel pen on these arrows. I started to punch them out of there, but then realized it was easier just to leave them out connected inside there and draw the lines while they were in there. They were easier to hold on to. And so this is just adding a little extra detail and interest to the arrows. Now that we have all of our pieces together, we are ready to start assembling. First, I'm going to create card number 2 exactly per the workshop instruction. I'm bringing out my Versamat so that I have the grid lines. And again, this one is exactly per the workshop instruction. These cards are gorgeous, and I just love all of the layers and the colors and those leaves. I cannot get enough of the leaves. There is so much interest in these cards. Now we are ready to create card number 2 the second way, and here I'm going to show you how to gut your paper. So I want a 1/4 of an inch border. So you notice I moved that up to a 1/4 of an inch, and now I'm going to bring this up to the camera here and try to show you. It's awkward trying to hold it and show you, but see, I'm moving this center part of my cut blade to the 1/4 mark on my cutter, right? Because the blade is in the center of this, it's actually starting at that 1/4 point, right? And then I'm going to drag it all the way down to 5 1/4. And I'm probably slightly off camera here, but I'm dragging it all the way down to that point on the center. So I'm going to show you again. That point there is at 5 1/4, right? So now I just drew a line in between, or cut a line in between. So I'm cutting, looks like I'm going to cut a 1/4 of a strip off, but I'm not cutting it all the way at the top or the bottom, right? So we've got 1/4 of an inch. Okay, I'm going to rotate my paper. I'm going to put it up to the 1/4 inch mark again, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my cutter and I'm going to put it to the 1/4 line. Oh, it looks like it's hard to see. Let's see, am I going to get it better? Okay, the 1/4 mark. Oh my goodness, you know, videoing, I was trying to cut it while holding it, was not working. I'll tell you, my friends, trying to keep things in the camera and use your hands and not being able to see the camera above you sometimes can be challenging, but I think you get it. So I moved it, started it at the 1/4, right? And now I'm moving it down all the way to the 4. So I'm going to have 1/4 at the top and 1/4 at the bottom. So there it's at the 4. Okay, now I'm going to rotate my paper again. So I'm just going to show you, here's the cut line. I'm rotating it again. I'm putting it back into my cutter at the 1/4 mark. I'm going to take my blade, I'm going to put it all the way up to the top. Without cutting, I'm going to move it down to the 1/4 mark again. Okay, so I'm not cutting from 0 to 1/4. I'm cutting from 1/4 to 5 1/4 on this side, right? Okay, so down to 5 1/4. Okay, I'm going to pick it up and show you. There we go, 5 1/4. Okay, now I'm going to take my paper. I'm going to put it into the 1/4 again on this side. I rotated it. I'm going to go all the way up to the top. I'm not going to cut from 0 to 1/4, right? I'm going to move it down to the 1/4 mark. I was trying to do it up in the camera, and I'm going to move it down to the 4 mark. Okay, so you couldn't see in the camera, but I moved it from 1/4 to 4. Now, this whole center should pop out, and I can use, oops, I got a little stuck there. Okay, I can use my border, which is what I'm going to use on my card, and then the inside I can use for a photo mat. I can use on another card. I have saved it because I didn't need to waste all that glitter paper by covering it up with another piece of paper, right? All they were going to see was that little border around, so I am only going to use that border around, and I gut the rest of it out. So now tell me in the comments below if you've gutted paper before to save your favorite papers or your specialty papers. And if you haven't, are you going to try it now? It is super easy. If you have any questions, let Barbara and I know because we are always happy to help. Now, are we ready to put this card together? Let's do it. Next, I brought in my little all-purpose mat that I'm using to put adhesive on this frame, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere the frame down to my card base. Now look at how perfect that was, because that mocha piece is going to go right on top, so now I did not waste all that glitter paper. Super fun. We're going to keep on assembling. Now this card I'm going to assemble the same way that I did card number 2 the first way. Our addition here was adding the glitter paper and gutting our paper. But wait, there's more. Here's something new and fun. I grabbed the clear gems and I'm going to get the gold paint pens. Did you grab these when Close to My Heart had them? We no longer carry them, so hopefully you have them in your stash. But if you don't, I'm sure you can find something very similar. But I know many of you have it, so why not use it? So you want to color those gems and then let them dry and then add them here, and look at how fun they are. They are so pretty. It looks like these gold studs. Oh my gosh, I just loved it so much. I had a little mark on there because it wasn't quite dry, but guess what? The Rub and Remove eraser removed the little mark. So fun. Now for card number 2, the third way, I decided to change it from horizontal to portrait to vertical. So I am just measuring and trimming down some of these pieces so that they will fit. So you will want to do the same if you plan to change this card to be vertical as well. Now, you know that piece of glitter paper that we gutted and we saved the center? Guess what? I'm measuring here to use it on this card. So I'm going to put a little border around this rosemary piece there. Now, I could have gutted it out again, but I chose just to cut it the size that I needed this time. But guess what? You learned how to gut paper and you can gut it if you choose to do so. And now we are ready to start assembling here. So I'm following the basic instruction. I just changed it to be portrait instead of landscape. And you notice I added in that extra glitter paper. You saw there I put a little pencil mark. I kind of planned where things were going to be. And then I put a pencil mark so that I could stamp in the center so my words weren't going to be covered. And look, oh gosh, I stamped it so crooked. I think I end up fixing it later. Maybe I didn't. Yes, I did. See, I couldn't handle that I stamped it crooked, so I redid it. Okay, and now we are ready to continue assembling this. This looks so pretty with it being this way, being portrait and having those leaves at the top. I just loved it. So again, as I said in the last one of the other cards, that's another great way to change up the look of your card is just change it from portrait to landscape. And again, look at all these layers, so pretty. In a minute, you'll see that I added some dimensional tape behind the glitter paper portion so that it gave it a little dimension. Since I didn't use those extra leaves on the front, I tucked them in on the inside. And here I did some more of those gold studs and added those in. So pretty. Now, my friends, we are ready to create card number 2 the fourth way. First, I'm going to gut another piece of glitter paper, 4.25 by 5.5 with a 1/4 inch border all the way around so that we can save that glitter paper. And I have to tell you, my friends, when I was doing card number 2 and card number 4 of this Creative Design Studio, I was running out of space on my phone. I did 1 and 3 first and then 2 and 4, and I was running out of space and my camera was shutting off on me and I didn't know it. So my technique here for you was to show you the splattering on that sediment piece there, which unfortunately did not record. So what I want to tell you that I did was that I took a piece of paper and I tore it and I masked it, put a mask, I put it down over my words and then splattered around it. So when I picked that mask up, it wasn't on my words. I also added in some of the gold paint pen on the leaves, right? Both the brown one and the honey butter one. I know that you have splattered before and you've seen Barbara and I splatter. If you have not seen that or if you have any questions, let us know and I will do another video. Here's a closer look at that splatter and I will see you in the next card.